I'm doing something I've never done before, and that is doing an endurance event after I've been sick all week. So this is kind of like a science experiment. Am I just gonna die out there on the course, or am I gonna feel better? We'll see. Like 4 days ago, my body was aching all over, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do this event. And I progressively got better during the week. So this is the Tour of Felasco. I've done this ride more times than I can count. This is like Groundhog Day, just showing up and doing this event. I'm taking the most casual start I've ever done for an event. I just woke up and just chilled out and drove over. I'm only 10 minutes away, so I'm just starting whenever. I think I'm gonna start about 9 o'clock. I love this event because it's so casual. You just start when you want, ride as easy or hard as you want. So we're gonna head out and do the 50-mile course. There's all different options you can do. I typically do the 50. You can make it a metric century if you want to. We're gonna see if I last 50 miles. I just saw a buddy of mine who is a very fast rider. Doesn't race much anymore, but he's on an e-bike today. So I'm gonna see if I can catch him in about 3.5 hours when his battery dies. So, Troy, if you're watching this video, I'm coming for you. Here we go. What's cool about this ride is it's different every year as far as what trails you take and what direction. And we get to go out and do some of the hiking trails and horse trails that are typically off limits during most of the year. We've never started coming out this road before, so this is cool. At least I don't remember it. I've done this ride like 20 times at least. It's a beautiful day today. It's 55 degrees right now and supposed to be dropping throughout the day. It's supposed to be about 48 when I get done with this. Really just arm warmers today and a base layer under my jersey, and that's it. Feel pretty good right now. Didn't feel good yesterday at work. This sickness has taken a while to get over. I hardly ever get sick, and I've been sick twice in the last couple months. Racing cyclocross last weekend in the wet mud did not help. I think kind of that's what did it. Because like 2 days later, I started to feel bad. Temperatures were not that cold. They were around 50, but standing around for a couple hours afterwards, I got cold. And yeah, it is what it is. We're back out the next weekend. We're doing this. Starting off on this road, you get a little climb here in the beginning. There's about there's probably 400 people in front of me right now. A lot of people do this event, and most of them have already started. There were a few people in the parking lot taking their time like I was doing. I'm actually going to push it a little bit and get around this group, even though I probably shouldn't push it. One question for today is how wet's it going to be? Because we've had a ton of rain lately. A couple weeks ago we had 5 inches of rain in one storm. And then we had a lot of rain this week. Whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, have fun.
You too. I just passed some people. They were going pretty fast, and now the pressure's on. I love this event. Yesterday was raining. Today's beautiful. Very grateful. I've done this ride so many times that if it was bad weather, I'd just bail. especially after being sick. So I'm very thankful it's a beautiful day today. Weird weather this year, man. Last night was 72 degrees and humid when I went to bed. Tonight's supposed to be right around freezing. It's crazy weather. This is a trail that we don't do very often because it's normally an out and back. It's kind of just a trail over to the ranger station. It's open, it's just you can't go past the ranger station. That's not mountain bike trails past that. So it's a really nice trail. It's got some good flow to it. But for this tour, we get to keep going onto the hiking trails, which is really nice. Like I said, a lot of trails that we normally don't get to do. So that's one of the reasons I like doing this. I mean, I ride these trails like all the time, but to do these horse trails and hiking trails that are typically closed, worth it. Bike check for the day is a 9er RKT9 RDO with 120 millimeters of travel in the front, 100 in the rear. Shimano XT. And I just put it in the low position recently, and I've never done that before until this week, past week, actually 2 weeks ago. I really like it. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I feel faster on it. Just feel more connected to the ground. All right. To the right, back there was the ranger station. Oftentimes when there's a rest stop, I don't know, we're still in the very beginning of this ride, just about 3 miles in. Just past a side-by-side back there with a bike rack on the back and somebody's bike. Somebody was getting a ride back to the parking lot. I love these off-road events, man. It's the SAG vehicle is a side-by-side off-road vehicle. Love it. Now we're on some hiking trails. Actually, kind of a forest road over to the hiking trails. Just passed a subscriber from Pennsylvania. He hit me up last week to ask me some questions about the event and the conditions. So yeah, it was cool. I just passed it. All right, I guess we get to do this trail at the beginning. This is normally one that's like right after the lunch stop. So you're already like 35 miles in when you do this trail. This is a fun little downhill. I'm gonna take it a little easy because I don't know how wet it's gonna be. This trail can be kind of wet, but this is a really cool little trail that is normally closed all year. So I get to do this trail once a year. So I'm definitely gonna get this one in the clip, in the video here. You get a massive climb after this. Massive for Florida. In fact, this climb coming up is probably one of the biggest climbs you'll ever hit in Florida. It's steep and it goes for a ways for Florida. We're gonna come around this corner and then we're gonna hit this climb. Oh yeah, the trail is great shape. It's loamy. Love it. Oh, there's people just lined up on this climb. Yeah, this is people walking up there. Dude, when you see people walking a climb in Florida, it's a good day. I don't know if you can see how steep this is, but I think this is about 17%, maybe. I come around you guys? Yeah. On the side, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, this is awesome. On your left side, buddy. Good job. Good job. That's so awesome. Kid's like 6 years old, 7 years old. Look like. full face helmet. I love it. Still on the hiking trail side. We hike this quite a bit. It's got some nice little hills on it. Really popular for trail running. Seen some wet spots today, but not too bad at all. On your left side. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. This is cool, man. I normally don't get to ride this section. Just rolling double track. Very nice. These trails, by the way, are normally just thick, lush, green trees in the summertime. By now, most of the leaves have fallen off. I actually thought about riding my cyclocross bike this year. I've never done that. These sections that are just forest road are perfect for it. There's definitely some rooty sections that you would have to take it easy. One of these years I'll probably do that. All good? I take that as a yes. I'll tell you what, there's more and more e-bikes on these kind of events. I'm just wondering if a battery will last 50 miles. I guess you have to run it on a pretty low setting. You e-bikers out there, let me know in the comments. Can you make a battery last 4 or 5 hours? So pace for today for me is primarily zone 2, zone 3. On those steep climbs I'll hit 4 and 5, but I just don't know how my body's going to react after feeling pretty bad last week. We'll see. This is a cool section. It's still in the hiking trails. Y'all mind if I come around you? All right, left side. It's just me. On your left side, buddy. It's just me. Just hit the 10-mile mark and coming up to the first rest stop. Oh, it's crowded. Hey, what's up, man? Brother? Good. Your boy's on an e-bike today. Oh, there he is. So this is my buddy I told you about at the beginning. All right, super guys. Fast rider, even faster today. He's got some power on an e-bike. Got some horsepower. I said in the beginning my goal was to catch you today. There you go. I just met my goal. Day's over, man. That's awesome, man. Day's over. We can relax now. All right. That bike looks pretty good there. This is a good bike. That's a nice bike. That's hilarious. So Troy back there, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I used to watch him race when he was like 10 years old. And he was so fast back then. And then one of the years out here on the tour, there was a group of us riding pretty fast, and he got on our wheels, and he was just a little teenager. He was like, I can't believe I'm riding with you guys. And now he's faster than all of us. I only spent about a minute or two back at that rest stop. I was able to get around a lot of people at that rest stop. I just have to pass a bunch on this. Just the way it goes. Oh, I forgot about this downhill. This is cool. Yeah. trails are in great shape today. Not too wet, not too dry. Perfect. And I'm feeling good. It's 11 miles. So the first 11 miles are any indication of how I'm gonna feel. I'm glad I did this ride. I'm glad I didn't bail. All right, now we're coming back on the mountain bike trail side. That gate back there is the dividing line between the mountain bike trails and the hiking trails. There's a horse trail up here that's very hilly that obviously we don't get to ride during the year. Oh, I see some water. I do not want to get all wet today. Maybe we can get around it. Oh yeah, we can get around it for the most part. Let's go slow. Finishing up that horse trail I was telling you about. It's pretty wet back there. Some mud. Saw some guy go over his bars on the line, hit a root. Carnage on the horse trail. Mind if I come around you? On your left side, just me. Yeah, this is a great trail. This is one that's not frequented by horses very much because it's not chewed up. Horse trails can be hard to ride on in Florida. They get chewed up. This was good. Nice. Nice, nice. Mud here. Not too bad. Oh, what a beautiful day. A little wet, not too bad still. Yeah, so far so good. Only a few wet spots. About what I expected. We're walking around a massive mud puddle that looked very deep. No need to get all wet. Yet more single track that we normally cannot ride during the year. I think this is also a horse trail. In fact, I know it is. Just helped the guy back there put his crank arm back on. Always good to help someone out on the trail, man. That's a good day. I told him I know of a good YouTube channel to teach him how to do stuff like that. Continuing on this horse trail. For a horse trail, man, this thing has some good flow to it. A great thing about having an event like this after some big storms is everything is clear. They cleared the trails really quickly for the event. It's sometimes way back here. It can take a while to clear stuff after a storm. So that's cool. Man, I tell you, I've mentioned before that I've kind of taken a break from cross-country racing. These kind of events where you're just out here riding at whatever pace you want to is just the best. Just riding with 400 or 500 people that love the sport like you do. Well, all right, maybe not as much as I do, but love the sport. Very few people love mountain biking like I do. Now we're on some really sweet, twisty Florida mountain bike single track. On your left side, just me. just hit rush hour traffic on the Tour of Felasco. It's bumper to bumper. Not gonna try to pass this with too many. All right, sack stop number 2. All right, we are 24.5 miles in. We're at the second sag stop, not too far from lunch. I'm feeling good. I'm so glad I did this ride. I feel a lot better than I did yesterday. And I'm not pushing it too hard, but just good pace, so I'm not out here all day. And I don't think I'm gonna stop at lunch. It's cool, but it's not cold. But if I stopped, I might get a little too chilled. And I'm just gonna take a little break and eat a couple snacks that I have with me and just keep riding and finish out the day. Behind the e-bike. See if I can keep up with the e-bike. So we're at the lunch stop. We're 29 miles into the ride. I'm gonna skip the lunch stop, hoping that it's still open when I get done with this ride. That's my motivation to push the rest of this ride, because there's some good food behind me. Just hit the 40-mile mark of this tour. Assuming my Garmin wheel sensor is calibrated correctly, we're on a trail called Conquistador. It is one of the best ones out here for mountain biking. Pretty hilly. This is the part of the tour where you pass groups and nobody's talking anymore. Everybody's just focused, getting tired, and there's just not a lot of people out here. I think people bail after the lunch stop or take their time. But yeah, the crowds are much more sparse. I'm pretty much riding by myself, just passing a few people every once in a while. 10 more miles to go. I hope there's food left at the lunch stop. On the climb out of Conquistador, it's a pretty big one. And I see a rest stop, which is good timing because I just ran out of water. It's the only rest stop after lunch. Next stop would be the parking lot. We are done. A little less than 50 this year, about 48 unless my wheel sensor isn't calibrated perfectly, which could be the case. 4 hours and 13 minutes, right about 3,000 feet of climbing, which is not bad for FLA. Now I'm going to see if I can get some lunch. A bowl from Bolé. I made it back to the lunch stop before they shut it down. Yeah. So that was a great ride. I hope I feel good in a few hours. You know how like when you've been sick, like you feel okay when you're riding and then like a few hours later you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So hopefully I won't regret it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in today and I'll catch you in the next video.